Halo Infinite was released back in 2021 to over 20 million players in its first month. But now with Halo Infinite struggling to surpass 5,000 players on Steam because of a horrible first year, major leads of 343 struggling so much that they have to leave the company and be replaced by new people, and delays that affected fan favorite modes like Forge and other content. But in this video, we're going to be revisiting Halo Infinite in 2024, and I'll be describing to you guys my experience with the game now, and if you should be playing it. So sit back, grab a snack if you so choose to, and thank you for watching. I can safely say, because if I wasn't able to say this, I would be not only disappointed in 343, but in just this industry as a whole. Halo Infinite is much better than it was last year, the year before, and definitely since launch. This game has improved so much through its improvements in the battle passes and operations, through its improvements in the store, through the game modes it offers, through the actual, even the Wi-Fi, there was huge issues at the launch of Halo and for the year where their netcode was like garbage, right? So even if you had a strong connection, you would still have huge issues, and I was one of those people that had issues. But even after they released this patch with the netcode fixes, my internet, dude, I could actually play this game confidently without bugging out every 3 seconds. It was like a huge change, and that was one of the main issues I had with Halo Infinite launch. Even though I loved the gameplay, I loved the modes that were there, actually playing the game because of its shitty netcode really disappointed me and made it hard to play. But I am not kidding when I mean that there is a ton of modes in the game now. Actually tons. I think there's about 12 to 13 different game modes, and then plus custom games. I'm just gonna show you on Halo. The one thing that I can commend Halo Infinite for now is the amount of modes that they offer. Just take a look at the multiplayer modes alone. One-Shot Slayer, which is kind of like a limited time mode, Quick Play, Big Team Battle, Arena Objective, Firefight Normal, Squad Battle, Infection, Rumble Pit, Team Doubles, Ranked Arena, Ranked Slayer, Ranked Doubles, Ranked Snipers, Firefight, and Firefight, but on higher difficulties. Tons of modes to choose from, and then we even go down to the Academy. You can also do all the practicing, and then you go to Custom Games, and you can go to the browser. This goes crazy, so you can join other players in their game, and then you can even go to Forge, where you can create your own game modes as well. So much content here that you can choose from actual modes itself, and obviously you have the campaign. I personally don't have it installed right now, but there's so much here just out of multiplayer modes alone, and they switched this out, right? LTMs, there's always a new one, especially with all the operations. There's a bunch of stuff here. Honestly, the modes have been greatly increased since launch, and even since the last few years. This is the most modes that Halo Infinite has ever had. Again, the amount of modes in Halo Infinite now, absolutely crazy. And there's so many different selections, even if you want to play specific game modes in Slayer, if you hate doing Capture the Flag, or like me, you hate doing Total Control and Big Team Battle, because I don't know why they decided to make that a mode. I hate that mode so much. Total Control is so stupid. Or the one where you have to go collect the seeds. I don't know what 343 employee was cracked out of their mind when they were creating the concept for that game mode, but you can completely cancel it out. Yes, it will take longer for you to find a game, but honestly, I highly doubt many people are willingly playing that game mode anyway. And another thing is the cosmetics and even the progression system as a whole. There are two different kinds of little monetization systems they have. They have the Spartan points, which is you can earn through weekly challenges, you can earn through challenges in general, you can earn just by playing matches, by doing the operations. It's basically just earned for playing, right? And then you can spend those on actual awards, which I will be talking about in a minute. And then there's the actual Spartan coins, which you use for the battle passes, which you use for the actual cosmetics in the store. So I am going to be, kind of going on a little splee here in the next second about all these cosmetics that I feel like if they were in the game at launch, and if all these systems were in the game in the first even few months, within the first 6 months, the game would be a lot more monetizable, because this shit goes crazy. So taking a look at the store in Halo Infinite, it's actually really surprising, and the one thing I have to say is 343, why weren't you cooking this hard at launch? I'm saying right now, look at these armors. What is this, bro? If I was playing at launch, I would damn well spend $20 on this. I'm gonna be honest here. Look at that armor. Look at this. Look at that. Eyes of the Emperor. Mythic Magister, bro. This armor goes crazy. And even the Halo WC 2024 Championship bundle, it's genius. They have their old championship bundles and then the discounted stuff over here. The store is not as big as other live service game stores, but dude, I honestly feel if these armors were sold at the start of Halo Infinite's life cycle, even in the first month or within the first season, they would be cooking a lot more, bro. Look at that. If more people played this game and it was a big game, say a bunch of players were still playing it, it was still really lively, still huge in the industry, I would be buying this armor because I would feel like that's worth it. I don't want to buy this armor, and I feel like maybe some other people might agree with me here, because the game is not as alive as it should be, because it's deader realistically than other live service first-person shooters. I mean, it's disappointing too, because I would love to spend $20 on this. I would. This shit looks insane. The issue, it's just not that worth it. And then we even go over to the exchange, which I think is probably a really, it realistically is a very consumer friendly system of monetization here. You get to earn Spartan points by playing the events, the operations. You get to earn Spartan points by just playing the game. Like every match you complete, you get 100, and then by doing the weekly challenges. And they got some decent stuff, like some skins, some helmets that you've already could unlock in the past, a lot of skins. They have a pose, and the one thing at the very end, they even have the swordsman belt, like a lot of old stuff. But the one thing that really caught me was at the very end, the Ghost of Reach. This is cool, man, and I am saving up for this if I do consider, like, ever really playing it for a long time. I mean, you could play 750 matches and get this helmet. Like, look how cool this is. And for 75, like, 75,000 Spartan points, you can't buy Spartan points with real money. You have to play for this. And I think that's really cool, because if you see someone who is running this helmet, you know, dude, this guy has played a lot of the game. This guy's played at least, like hundreds of matches. He's done a lot of challenges. He is really grinded. He deserves this. This looks insane, and honestly, a very good endgame reward system. And, like, honestly, the store here is honestly, like, this is a very pro-consumer system that I feel like they have here. But, again, they should have had this at, like, the first few months of Halo, and it's disappointing that, you know, Infinite is deader than it should be because they didn't implement these changes sooner. And again, the Achilles Ascendant, bro. This armor looks crazy. And finally, the amount of seasons and the amount of battle passes and operations that if you are a new player, or even if you're an older player, so you played the first few seasons, did max them out, if you have the money, and I'm going to go over it in a second, if you are willing to spend like maybe 50 bucks to buy all of the season passes, or even take it slow, right? You don't need to buy it all at once, because the earlier ones, so that are level 50 and 100, are very long grinds. But if you're willing over time to spend that money, I mean, you know what? You're going to have a lot of content and a lot of progression to go over, and a lot of the armors are badass. If you do decide to play Halo Infinite this year, I mean, I'm going to be honest here, as long as you're okay with ponying up a few dollars to be able to get a lot of cosmetics, there's a lot here. You go to the Switcher, oh my god, and I've missed a lot of this, dude. I haven't played since Spirit of Fire, and this was like probably earlier this year, so I was level 3, and honestly, dude, I missed out on so much. Like, an unnecessary amount, dude. I missed out on Fleetcom, Anvil, Champions, which is going for 7 more days, Terra 4, Banished Honor, which honestly just looks cool. Like, this is some, like, Helldivers stuff right here. If you look at Helldivers 2, these are basically, like, the little, things they have. Like, this is exactly what Helldivers 2 is doing. So I feel like maybe, you know, Halo kind of took inspiration from that a little bit. Obviously, Reckoning was the last, like, season they had. And in my opinion, going down to 50 levels, dude, like, this was awesome. And the armor from it as well was awesome. I really wish, personally, that they kept doing the seasons, but honestly, operations still do look cool. It's still something. It's every month instead of like every 3, so, you know, like, if you go for 60 levels in 3 months, it just seems smaller, right? But overall, again, if you are willing to pony up this money, you can go all the way back to season 1. Here's a reach. Like, you can go all the way back to these first few seasons. I still have to complete Echoes Within. It's the only one I haven't beaten yet, but a lot of content here for you to unlock through cosmetics if you are willing to pay the $5 per operation and the $10 per actual battle pass. The daily challenge systems have also been massively updated, giving you XP and rewards every single time you complete a match, no matter what. They even give you stuff for like big team battle match completes, and you even get more XP if you're top 50% of the team or the MVP. A lot of things that 343 has done to make the experience of leveling up easier. Obviously, it seems like they're going that path because the first few seasons, it seemed like they were really just trying to make the seasons as long as possible. I mean, Season 2, to my memory, was about 9 months long because they kept delaying Season 3, which was unbelievably disappointing. But even after then, Season 4, Season 5 came in after 3 months, and then they decided to move to Operations, the second they actually had it together. Very disappointing, but again, the challenge system, also a huge added bonus. And the gameplay and the maps, I mean, let's be honest here, the majority of the gameplay and, like, sections and the maps in Halo Infinite, obviously, like, 10 out of 10. They've always have been. The Halo Infinite gameplay, in my opinion, has been perfected since launch. It has been always amazing, no matter what guns you use, no matter, like, the game modes you're in. The maps have always been, you know, a bit weird. There are some weird maps, but a lot of the newer maps, because of Forge, or because of 343 putting out actual maps, massively improved. I really enjoy them. The gameplay, again, always awesome. All the maps are very balanced in those ways. They must, like, I bet they have a lot of QA workers working on it to make sure there's no, like, little areas that people can exploit. So it is very cool that there's, like, over 70 maps now, I think, of their last trailer. I know that they're not all 343 created, that a lot of them are Forge created, but still, over 70 maps now, that is insane. And that is about it for this video. Let me know down in the comments section if you did enjoy and if you want me to revisit any other older multiplayer games or even single player games, depending on them. I really enjoyed coming back to Halo Infinite and playing for several hours to get this gameplay, to get the feel of the game again, and just it was a lot of fun. So if you did enjoy the video, consider leaving a like, sharing, commenting, and subscribing if you so choose to, as well as becoming a member. You can click the link down in the description below. Thank you all for watching once again, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.